right. Gentlemen, how are you? So nice to see you. So nice to see you tonight on this evening.
Hey, Jen.
Hi. Nice to see you. I'm like, is this working? Is it broken?
It's working.
Yeah, it's working. Don't get me to start yelling now. You know I can yell. You need me to yell. I can yell. I can do that too. Lily.
Well, hola.
Lily's on Naomi Campbell time tonight.
Yes, I thought I was Naomi. I went sashaying all through the house and, all of those good things. I even threw a brush at someone.
Oh, you are Naomi.
Yeah.
All right, guys, here we are. Good to see ya. Today is the 20th, right? You know what's crazy?
You tan?
No?
You do like you tan.
Oh, yes. I thought it wasn't the 20th. Yes, I tan, honey. I was in the fake bake. I was supposed to go today again, but I do the tanning and the red light after. People swear by the red light. I don't know if it worked, but
What's it supposed to do?
it's supposed to. Huh?
Well, it depends on the light, though. Is it the red light, the blue light, or the green light? Because there's different.
It's the red light. It's the red light, and it's supposed to regenerate collagen all over your body, right? So I don't know if this shit works. I lay in there because it's damn tan package. So here we are.
No, it works. I've seen people. I've seen people with less than optimal, skin actually do like a couple of months of red light, and they was looking like, of course, with a good diet. Also, you're drinking water, you're taking care of yourself. You can't be out here doing crazy.
You gotta sleep, and you gotta drink your water. Sleep.
There's no replacement for water and sleep.
Along with that, like a lot of the heavy bags around their eyes disappeared. A lot of things tightened up.
A lot of people swear by it. I researched it. I'm like, I haven't heard anything bad thus far, but a lot of women, they're in that red light. So I do the tanning, and then I do the red light to repair. They're just both relaxing. Like the tanning is like, all over body heat, and then you get like that nice glow. In the red light. So I don't know, they use it for facials too. Like they put that red thing on your face.
That's what I was going to ask, because I know about it for facial stuff, and I've been into that for some years now, and it's now becoming popular. And for teeth, they're using for teeth too. So light is very powerful for healing too. Light is extremely powerful. Like people are like really underestimate the power of light. But I've actually studied a lot of that, and I'm like, it's kind of like a lost treatment that is coming back. It's making a comeback.
Okay. So now they have the whole bed, the whole red light bed. I've seen them because I treated somebody for a facial before, and I sat in the room with them. They put that red light over their face. So now they have the whole bed. So you lay your whole body in there. Like the tan. It's relaxing. I just lay there and play my music. I'm like, I don't know if this shit's working, but fuck it. It's part of the package. So I'm like,
red light. This is a red light special. Red light special.
Crazy thing is that the lights are white. The lights are white.
It's like taking vitamins. You don't know if they're working or not. You peeing them out in your toilet.
Well, I will say I do notice the difference with certain supplements when I get lazy or cheap and don't replenish. I can tell the difference.
They got me on vitamin D. I don't know if it's doing any good, but they got me on vitamin D.
Yeah, I can tell the difference, especially during the whole vid when that was going on. Like I was good. Like even when I had it, I didn't even know I had it. Like the only reason why I knew I had it because the entire crew had it.
It's so crazy how important sleep and water is. It's fucking crazy how important sleep and water is. It is. I can't believe this man here. This man here drinks no water.
It's a habit, I guess if I get into a habit, I'll.
Once you get into a habit, your body's gonna like.
What the fuck you mean a habit? You need water to live. I gotta get a water habit. You say nuts.
Even at work, they talk about that.
Fireman doesn't drink water.
Whenever when I used to do makeup classes for people, everyone wants to know what's the secret. what's the secret product? And I'm like, you ready? Take your pens and paper out because I'm about to give you the holy grail. And that's what I tell them: water and sleep. That is the best makeup and skincare.
And you can see it too, boy.
You can see it. I can definitely see it. Yeah, and I can't. For me, that's why y'all see when I gotta be up, especially about the film. I gotta get my sleep. I can't hide it. There's no makeup that's gonna do it for me.
How you doing, T Bizzle? I see you, Mama. How you doing? Haven't seen you. Thank you, Louis Kanye, for the early smoothie. Thank you for the early super chat. Louis Kanye says, buy that smoothie. Thank you. I do buy smoothies, by the way, for real, for real. Chad C, is this YouTube page the main one you stream from? Yes, it is. This is home. This is the Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, this is home for the block, and then I have Sisterhood Sips, and we drop a new show every single Sunday. But this is the hub. This is the hub. What's up, Necessary Evil? I got some fluff, y'all. I gotta get something off my chest. Something really, really turbed me earlier. Before we get into Are Men Better Off Lied To? And I know you guys saw the topic and the thumbnail, and you're probably like, what the fuck? But we're gonna get into it, okay? You know, we always drop science on this channel. We make you see things in a way you never saw them before. This topic is from Haran's desk, but I was quite intrigued by it, right? Because it makes you think, women, do we lie to men for better results? Are men better off lied to? When we think about that, we only think of women faking orgasms. Oh, but it's a lot more we lie about to keep you guys intact. But before we get into that, I did want to bring up, because I did use her in the hashtags, and it's growing some legs. Taraji P. Henson, the actress, was on an interview with Gayle King, I believe. They didn't show Gayle King, but I heard her voice. I believe it was Gayle King because I recognize Gayle King's voice. YouTube Press says, so are you saying y'all been lying all this time when you say I'm not your favorite? So Taraji P. Henson, look, T Bizzle was already saying, no, don't lie to men. Fuck up their mental. It'll fuck up their mental. So hit the like and subscribe on your way. And I already see a good number of people in the room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to see you all here. We can't do this without you. So Taraji P. Henson was on an interview with two other people. I'm not sure who the other person was. I think it was that singer. I forgot her name. Anyway, long story short, Taraji P. Henson, I think it was Gayle King. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but I believe it was Gayle King's voice that was interviewing her. And she asked Taraji P. Henson, isn't it true that you've been talking about quitting acting? We heard through the grapevine you've been thinking about quitting acting. You know what? Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all before I get into this. For real, Lily, because I'm not going to do it any justice. They need to get the full impact.
Yes, they do have to see it. They need that beautiful bean footage.
Yes, I got the bean footage. Ooh, Haran, you like that dress? That shit's crazy, right? I need to get in that. Where is this lady? So let's see what Taraji P. Henson is feeling about her life and shit. And then I'm going to tell you how much she's worth, okay? All right, here we go. Let's see what's tormenting Taraji, okay? This shit. I mean, you know when you roll your eyes so far back, they hit the back of your head? That's how far I rolled my eyes, okay? I had to go like this to the back of my head to get them back to the front. Share screen. We good?
Yep.
Okay, let's play this. I was about to tell you all.
Fair use. I'm just saying we have to say fair use.
Okay, so all right. And I'll cut it out later if necessary, if I get the email.
The tap on the shoulder.
Right, get the little tap on the shoulder. Hold on.
You had the audacity to say you're thinking about stopping acting. We said, stop talking. Are you thinking about it?
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot.
Yeah.
Well, have to. The math ain't mathing. And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up is a whole entire team behind us.
Yes.
They have to get paid.
I heard on the street, Taraji, you had the audacity to say you're thinking about stopping acting. We said, stop talking.
So when you hear someone saying, oh, such and such made $10 million, no, that's not that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%.
That's right.
Okay. So do the math. Now we have 5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you gross,
Sometimes
not
more.
after what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So
You're tired.
I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I get that.
It wears on you, you know, because what does that mean? What is that telling me?
What is it telling me?
I like being a doctor.
Yeah. And what does it tell me? Yeah.
You know? And if I can't fight for them coming up, hey, so when you hear someone saying, behind me, then what the fuck am I doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, don't apologize. Don't apologize. I think it's an important message for people to hear because we see the lights, camera, action.
And then
And
they
it's so
tell me we
glamorous,
don't
yes.
translate overseas.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing that my entire career, 20 plus years in the game, and I hear the same thing. And I see what you do for another production. And when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money. They play in your face. Behind me, then what the fuck am I doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Before anybody says anything, you guys have heard me say a million times on here, acting is a job first and foremost, right? Fans put these people on a pedestal. It is a fucking job. It just so happens that that job will get you on television, right? So I want you to hold on to what she said. I'm going to show you one more clip, and then we're going to get into this. It's something that Denzel Washington said that echoes what I said, okay? I want you to, you heard what Taraji said. I want you to hear what Denzel says, okay? Hey, Shelly. Let's get Shelly up here. Okay, let's get to this thing here. I'm going to pull it up for you. I hope y'all taking your little notes. Don't forget what you got to say. I got a little forgetful panel. I'm going to send them all ginkgo biloba for Christmas.
Is that the stuff that gets you horny? Or is that ginseng?
No, ma'am.
Can you send me some too?
No, it's ginseng.
I want some of that too.
Okay.
That sounds something she put in some of her Puerto Rican dish.
Right. Is that what's going on in Vegas?
The ginkgo biloba. All you need is me in the dish, all right? You don't need no ginkgo.
For your mental health, it's for your brain function.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find it on Dr. Sabi's website.
Not Dr. Sabi, though.
You about to get on Dr. Say my
With the fat-free water.
gluten-free and vegan.
Water.
Cruelty-free.
Hey, vegan water.
Alkaline free.
I remember when that motherfucker was up in here talking that Dr. Sabi shit. That motherfucker was built like a white Ethiopian.
That
was a mess.
There was nothing but hanging pink meat everywhere, just scarred up.
And he was angry, like he wanted a ham sandwich. Like it was just
he was angry.
Like the sandwich.
Okay,
so
okay, found it. Here it is. Play it for you. Look what Denzel says about the same thing that Taraji P. Henson is talking about. She's talking about the acting game. Thought this was interesting as well.
Never heard of that. Too funny.
I like being the garbage man better. But they weren't bad jobs. It's like people say, oh, the difficulty of making a movie. I'm like, send your son to Iraq. That's difficult. It's just a movie. It's like, relax. I don't play that precious nonsense. Oh, we're moving over. Get out of here. You know, your son got shot in the face. That's difficult. Making a movie is a luxury. It's a gift. It's an opportunity. And most importantly, it's a gift. Obviously, everybody here is talented enough to do that. But don't get it twisted. It's just a movie. It ain't that big a deal. I like being the garbage man better. But they weren't bad jobs. It's like people say, oh, the difficulty of making a movie. I'm like, send your son to Iraq. That's difficult. It's just a movie. It's like, relax. I don't play that precious nonsense. Oh, we're moving over. Get out of here. You know, your son got shot in the face. That's difficult. Making a movie is a luxury. It's a gift. It's an opportunity. And most importantly, it's a gift. Obviously, everybody here is talented enough to do that. But don't get it twisted. It's just a movie. It ain't that big a deal.
Okay, so let's dissect everything that Taraji said. I'm gonna pass the mic. I'm gonna talk my shit in a minute. I'm not gonna be Kobe tonight. I'm not gonna hog the ball. I'm gonna pass the mic. You guys heard both perspectives. You already know I agree with Denzel. Passing the mic.
So when I saw this morning, I was like, this is interesting. Very interesting, right? Because I was like, before I go in the comments, because I already know everyone's probably eating this up, right? But I'm really good at seeing through things and hearing what people are not saying, right? Plus, I've been in this thing for a minute, so I've seen a lot in this industry. And what I got from that performance, right? Not saying that she's not really feeling what she's feeling, right? Because I do believe that she is feeling what she is feeling. I just believe that it's not coming from the place that she says it's coming from. Because I've seen those tears a lot in this industry. And where it's usually coming from is, damn, I've spent all these years trying to keep up with my peers. And now I don't have really much to show for it out of all these years of trying to keep up. Because when you break down those numbers, do I feel like she's probably, do I feel like she's getting paid what she's supposed to get paid? No, but we know that's across the board for women in general, right? In all workforces, right? But she's still getting paid hell of a lot more than just about like any other 9 to 5, right? So what it all comes down to is money management, right? Because this is the thing, like we're not in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. We've had Behind the Music. We've had Unsung. We've had all these different shows, right? Where people have talked about going broke and how it's done. And so, the industry is like this. It's up and down, it's ebbs and flows. It's not a 9 to 5. It's not like you get fired and fill out job applications and you got another job next week. It's not like that. So since you know that from people's past, it's like you got to move a certain way. So that's what I was getting from it personally. I'll pass the mic on that.
Okay. Faran, I know you had a different perspective. You said that you think she's getting paid what she's worth.
Yeah, she's getting paid what she's worth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked if the numbers are accurate. I was shocked she had $25 million.
Okay, yeah. So before we continue, if you Google, and I always say here, if you believe a Google net worth search, it said she's in between 18 to 25 million, 25 being the total net worth, I'm sure, with her sponsors and endorsements and shit like that. 25, you know what I mean? And then they said 18 to 25. So maybe 18 in the bank, 25 in totality, right? That's what she's got. It's a lot of money.
I mean, overall, what she's saying, and she's not overtly saying, is that she wants to be an A-lister. She wants that white money. You're not a white draw. Ironically, Denzel can talk that shit because he's a white draw. White motherfuckers will show up for Denzel. It's a different situation. I mean, Sugar, you played, you had a moment where if you played your cards right, you could have broke into that section. She was in, if you recall, she was in the Benjamin Button movie with Brad Pitt.
That's big.
Exactly.
That's big. It's huge.
That's big. Yeah, but she turned around and fucked up and did some nigga shit with the Empire shit.
However,
over here,
was that her only option though?
I have no idea. But if Brad Pitt is like, come on, I mean, that's the fucking Luke Skywalker of the fucking of fucking Hollywood. I mean, it's Brad Pitt and all the other leading men. Okay, let's just call it what it is. You know what I mean? If you have on your resume that you starred alongside Brad Pitt, not some bit part shit, you were actually in a movie, blow for blow with Brad Pitt. Come on, that's something that you can negotiate. If you can't negotiate that, your people suck. You have terrible representation. Okay, actually, I do recall she was actually in that movie where she was one of the leading ladies.
Hidden Figures.
Yeah, Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
You're right, exactly. That had a kind of an Oscar kind of worthy kind of feel to it. Motherfuckers didn't show up. So look, at the end of the day, people have to understand something. In show business, it's only one thing matters. You're in the business of putting asses in seats, whether that's asses in front of the television, whether that's asses in the movie theater, whether that's asses at the gala, whatever it is. If people aren't watching, if a particular demographic isn't watching and showing up for you, then you're going to be put in a particular, bucket. And she's in a particular bucket. Mm-hmm. She's in the Circuit Tyler Perry bucket. That's nothing to be ashamed of. If that's how you paying your bills and that's how you keeping them moving, then cool. But don't come to the table and behave as if you deserve something, sweetie. You ain't Angela Bassett now.
So I'm glad you said Angela Bassett, because I think that there's the circuit of actresses, and who I'd put in there is people like Nia Long, Megan Good, Taraji P. Henson. Right. Like there's, you know what I mean? There's that, and then you have Angela Bassett, Viola Davis.
Right.
Well, I'm going to continue passing the mic. Shelly, what do you think so far?
I agree with Haran. I absolutely agree with him. I think that she's categorized. She can only act in certain things. And I think she's bypassed for roles that are not offensive to anybody. For white people, she's not going to be that pick that I'm going to say, I'm going to pick her. So I think her pain was coming from, why am I still being overlooked? I've earned my stripes. I've earned my part, and you're still overlooking me. But like you said, she's not an Angela Bassett. She's not going to be picked for like Viola Davis movies because they can cross, because they've played parts and they've earned certain stripes where people are going to look and say, I can use that black lady right there. She's poised, a little bit more poised. That's what I think.
That's a very, very solid point. They are poised. You can see them at the Oscars. Baby, I can't see her at the Oscars. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So, that's my girl. I can't see at the Oscars. She has no demure. She doesn't have that thing.
And they're still hood at the Oscars.
Well, what I'm about to say, from what I hear from a lot of people who've worked with her on set, she's cool, she's nice, she's fun, but they say she's very loud and ghetto on set. Mm-hmm. Very loud and ghetto. Her and Vivica is who I heard that about. So
interesting. No, Saint, what say you?
Well, I hate to be the, third person to agree. No, me and Haran are on point. Listen, you own, especially in sports, movies, entertainment, there's no pay scale. So you can't say, well, the men are making this. And I mean, I understand there's a pay gap there, but it's not like a movie comes out and Hollywood says, as an actor, you're going to make this. And as a female actor, you're going to know. It's who's the draw, right? Who draws, puts butts in seats, like Haran says. So I love the movie Hidden Figures. In fact, I didn't know that she played in it. I mean, Haran is the one I was like, oh, I saw that movie. That was a good movie. But you know, there's a difference between getting like, what is it? Sidibe Precious, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
How many roles is she going to get outside of specialty roles, right? She's not. And it's not fair, but I mean, it is fair when it comes to what these movies are looking for. And yeah, it's not fair it's not fair as in there's a lot of talented actors that get overlooked for a lot of parts because they're not, you know, white, or they don't appeal to the white audience. I get it's not fair, but it is what it is, right? And so where I'll and I agree with Denzel as well. But you know, I don't want to knock the hustle either. I don't want to knock what they do as a craft, because it's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of hard work and the best of the best should, you know, he's the best. He's in the best of the best category. But not like you said, there are levels to this, and she's just not on that level. And when she's crying about it, why am I laughing? Because she's upset. Because I'm thinking to myself, man, Walmart's hiring, you know? I mean, there's a job right around the corner. Nobody's forcing you to do this, and you make even though you're not making what these other top-notch actors are making, you're making a lot of money. Even if they take taxes out, you're making a lot of money. So it's as an average person, it just sounds funny when people, you know, are crying over, you know, go to a third world country. I mean, you know,
it's first world problems and rich people
Yes.
tears.
It really is, because when you think about it, Jay, it's like, come on, sweetie. At the end of the day, you're at least, let's just say at the worst, you're bringing home $500,000 a year. Oh wow! Oh my God! Get Obama on the phone. Like, come on, $500,000 in any economy you're doing amazing. Okay, just say what it is. You want to be seen in a particular bracket. You want to move with a particular, group of people. And look, the reality of it is that as black and brown performers, if you want to make real bank, white audiences have to be on board. Hip hop itself wouldn't be where it is today if white audiences did not get on board.
Right.
Okay. It's just the reality of the situation. You know what I mean? They are the mainstream. There's more of them than us. And if they fuck like Eddie Murphy, this motherfucker's 60 years old, coming back out with, Beverly Hills Cop 4. And motherfuckers are anticipating that shit. And why are they anticipating it? Because everybody finds Eddie Murphy funny.
Mm-hmm.
Asians, whites, blacks, everybody. And he doesn't pander to different, different people. He's just funnier than a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the super chat. Louis Connier says she is typecast as a Keisha. So my opinion is, because speaking of Viola Davis, Viola also complained about her money, right? She said that people tell her, listen, now, I respect Viola Davis so much. Okay, let me just say that. Let me just put that out there first. However, when she was on an interview, a panel discussion, and she said, all my life, and she said this on different platforms, all my life I've been hearing that I'm the Black Meryl Streep. I'm the Black Meryl Streep. So why don't you pay me like I'm the Black Meryl Streep? I respect Viola Davis. She's no Meryl Streep. Sorry, y'all could get mad. I've studied Meryl Streep monologues. There's nothing like a fucking Meryl Streep monologue. Watch The Manchurian Candidate with Denzel Washington and Liev Schreiber. This woman gives a fucking monologue about politics that's through the roof. Very rarely do I see an actor and I'm like, fuck, I ain't never gonna get to that level. And don't pity me. I don't even give a fuck to get to that level. That's a whole other different situation.
That's a deity. That's something else.
Respect the rank.
Okay, if I respect the ring. If I could get a trilogy on Tubi, I'm good, bitch.
Right. Actually, you would be good. Get a
I don't care if I get it while everybody's in the comments saying Jen can't act. I don't give a fuck, bitch.
Right.
However, I respect the rank. It's like you watching Jimi Hendrix play. You're like,
wow.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I've watched Viola. I love me some Viola, right? But Viola overacts sometimes. I love Viola, but she overacts sometimes. If you think I'm kidding, watch her playing Michelle Obama.
I hated that movie.
Oh, that was a character. That was a spoof.
That was a blemish on her record. That was a blemish on her record.
So it's not. She doesn't hit them all out the park like a Denzel or a Meryl Streep. Like, you know what I mean? I think they have, what is it? Delusions of grandeur. Some of these actors,
it gave me ego. It gave me all ego.
Yeah, and it comes with territory because you have to have a certain level of conceit to be in this game as it is. You have to feel like you're better than somebody else, right? That is how the tools we use to create are the same tools that are off-putting sometimes, right? However, we can call a spade despite. Like, I understand why she has to be cocky. I understand why she has the ego. I completely understand. However, we see it. And I think it's what Haran said. You're just mad you're not an A-lister. Right? Sure. And that's a you problem. That's not they're not paying me, blah, blah. Also, it was ridiculous for her to say, I get $10 million. The government takes half. Everybody gets taxed. The fucking McDonald's worker has to pay taxes. You make more money, you pay more taxes. Like, is that supposed to change because you decided to act? Another thing is the classic movies that she is known for, the classics, because she's been opposite Brad motherfucking Pitt. You at the top, baby. You opposite Brad. Okay? However, her classic films that she is known for is Baby Boy and Hustle and Flow. Nobody talks about her being opposite Brad Pitt. We talk about Baby Boy and Hustle and Flow. That is what she's known for. That is the brand as far as I'm concerned. She doesn't have a brand like Angela Bassett. She doesn't have a brand. I can't think of Angela Bassett. Oh, remember when Angela Bassett was running around with Snoop Dogg? No, Angela Bassett has a very regal brand. Viola Davis has a very regal brand. Taraji P. Henson doesn't have a regal brand. I don't know if I'm going to see her, okay, in Big Door Knockers, all right, fighting her son in a series, right, or opposite Snoop Dogg. I would never expect that from a Viola Davis or an Angela Bassett. But Taraji P. Henson, one day she'd be on set of Tyler Perry episodic, the other day, you know what I mean? So I don't know. So I think that, like Monique, she doesn't see herself for who she is. And you know what really grinds my gears? That you never, ever hear these women talk about the people, and I'm doing it for you. I mean, literally, she said verbatim what Monique said.
It's always about the people.
It's always about the people. When they start you're not paying me enough, but I'm doing this for the people. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the people. And then I start looking at their resume. Who has she helped? Is she a philanthropist? Does she have any charities going? You know what I mean? Is she part of any nonprofit? Because now when I hear that, I'm thinking, oh, you're a people person. You're for the people. So you must have something in your portfolio. You must. St. Jude's, the Whale.
Nothing.
Well, they got that thing at McDonald's. I'm pretty sure she put something in there at one point in time.
That cardboard where you stick the quarters in? What?
The little house,
the red house with the yellow
with the red top.
My baby girl, when she was little, she used to always ask for the little change so she could put it in the house in the McDonald's.
See, she was a philanthropist.
I could not.
See what? Now I always gave her little coins and she'll go run and put them in the night. Anyway, so this is interesting. Also, she's tired. I got to take it back to Denzel Washington. Acting, as some of us on the panel have done, you get a script, you memorize the lines, then you throw your stank on it. And hopefully you're working with a great director and he's going to throw his stank on it, right? That's the gist of it. Unless you're playing a down and out stone cold crackhead, unless you're playing someone that's completely opposite of you, then it's some real grind time. You got to get in your mind and become other people and study and brood and get into this character. I've never seen a role that Taraji has played where I thought it entailed that deep.
Like method acting. I don't see her as a
Yeah,
method
I've never seen that. So when she says it's hard, I really would like her, honestly, this is honest, I really would like for her to break that down for us. Because Charlize Theron, if Charlize Theron says that shit, doing Monster was hard. Doing Monster was hard. First of all, she gained like 40 fucking pounds. She looked atrocious. She looked like a hooker.
She looked just like that lady. She looked like Eileen.
Yes, Eileen Wuornos.
Did.
She looked, and I usually go to the theater by myself. When I left that movie, I called my mom and I was like, "Ma, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, because if that's what acting is, what the fuck?"
Yeah, when I saw that was like,
yeah. So that to me, that or even Johnny Depp. That man transforms into beings and things. And I'm like, where did he pull that out of? Right? That's like amazing. I like Taraji. I just don't see that. She was in Acrimony. She was in Hustle and Flow. And it's like, you can't pop. I'll land the plane here. If you can't pop after working with a Brad fucking Pitt, after being introduced to that audience that Brad brings in, and how popular is Benjamin Button? There have been memes and jokes and spoofs and parodies and satire, and it's thrown on TV. So it's everywhere. If you couldn't blow after that, if you couldn't flip it, like we say, flip your money. If you couldn't flip it after being opposite Brad Pitt, then honey, the problem is you.
So that's what. So okay, it's a couple of things here because I've always liked her from early back. I just kind of just liked her as a person, right? And I was like, okay, she's a cute little thing, and I hope she wins. And then she started to come up, and I was like, okay, boom, this is what she about to do, and she about to let these people know she in the building. I think it was like Hustle and Flow when that was the big buzz from that and stuff. But then something started happening with her that kind of started confusing me up until this morning, like up until today. She would her career didn't seem strategic after and it's like she had so many times to blow and stay on that level, but then you'll see her do something for HGTV and you're like, hold up, whoa, that's what you do with when your career starts to cool down. You don't do that right now. Like it was just she would make moves like that would confuse me, and what that would tell me, because I often tell this, it reminds me of my early career where I was so I suffered from financial fear so bad that I took any job that came my way, and someone had to tap me on my shoulder and was like, what's this? What are you doing? This is not making sense. Like, you don't have a clear, cohesive direction, right? Because the thing is, if you're strategic and you know how to say no, and when people see you here, and then the next time they see you here, and the next time they see you here, then they're going to expect you to be here, right? And so that was one of the things that I have, one of the issues, or not just confusion, right? It just gave me that it was more of chasing the money for whatever reason.
To piggyback of what you're just saying, Lily, I think a lot of times we don't take into consideration that Denzel was very much, he was a bit nested in the Chitlin circuit too at one point in time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He was doing the Spike Lee movies, the blah, blah, blahs, and so on and so forth. Even the little bit parts, had the little, General Hospital thing going on. He was in a little bit of a space too. But however, Denzel was very strategic about his movements. And at the right time, I don't know if someone told him to do this or if he said it, I'm going to do it myself. At the right time, he flipped this thing. He's opposite Ethan Hawke. At the right time, he flips this thing and says, I'm going to be a fucking bad guy. I'm going to go in the complete. It was a risky fucking move. Training Day was a very risky fucking move if you kind of think about it. You know what I mean? And he said, I'm going to go right in the other direction from what people expect from me. And he pulls off something that to this day is still deemed as one of his finest moments. Because him going in that direction, I was thinking like Denzel, the bad guy, anti-hero kind of thing. Okay, let's see where this goes. And when I saw the movie, I was absolutely floored. So after that,
you said he was opposite Ethan Hawke, like that was a big deal. It was a big deal. Ethan Hawke.
No, it was the reason why I'm saying that he was opposite Ethan Hawke is that Ethan Hawke wasn't a huge name at the time, but I saw where he was going. He was trying to get white. He was trying to star opposite white actors, even if he was the star. He did that again with Ryan Reynolds. He started acting alongside more, white faces.
More white
I saw
people, Caucasians, yeah.
White people, period. I saw him doing that. So I saw the play. So once he started doing that, that's when he just especially after he got the Oscar, he just went in a different section. But again,
are we talking about the same Denzel? Denzel's been opposite white people his entire career. Are we talking about the same person? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the trajectory. Let me finish my point first before you're ready to jump down my throat. Let me finish my point first. Let me finish it.
I'm just saying trajectory from the beginning.
You over here just jumping in on it. Let me finish first. Then you can come in with your knobs, your bats, your batons, and all that. Now, the point here that I'm making is at the end of the day, Denzel was strategic about his shit. And one of the things he told Jamie Foxx that he didn't fucking listen to after he got the Oscar, he told him, don't sign up for anything after this shit. Be very mindful of the scripts that you get. Jamie, he comes out with a movie with a fucking AI plane, some talking shit. You know what I mean? He comes out, he goes in these weird directions with his next movie. The Mike Tyson movie I was hoping for, that never happened. Like Jamie didn't really have the career that I thought he was going to have after Ray. It is what it is. But the point I'm making is this. Denzel was strategic about his movements. He knew where he was going. He kept himself out of scandals. Didn't say he ain't do anything. I'm just saying he kept himself out of scandals. Taraji and a lot of black actors, they're just not that strategic about how they move with their careers. A lot of them that aren't A-listers. And I'll land the plane there. Now, Janicia, go ahead.
As I said, okay.
Denzel is white people Sydney. I wouldn't say that. White people.
What I said. This man, okay, way back from St. Elsewhere, was always opposite white people. Career.
White people.
So
okay, well then guess what though? He wasn't a white draw in the beginning of his acting career. He was in Spike Lee movies. He was in very much in a very low level kind of, movies that only black people knew about. He wasn't popping off with a white audience back then.
Wait a minute. Spike Lee, oh my God, the blasphemy. Spike Lee was mainstream though. But Spike Lee was not Tyler Perry, which is why when Tyler Perry rose to fame, Spike Lee had all that shit to say about him.
It wasn't the same situation that's going on right now, Jay. Come on now. Let's not go back and forth with that. He was known among he had a very strong black audience. When he was
wait a minute. Now we getting crazy. Spike Lee was mainstream. Spike Lee was not.
Okay, I understand that. No, he was more
He was a black director.
I wouldn't go to No Saint's house and somebody would say, "Pop in Malcolm X." No, it was. You know what I mean? They wouldn't say that. They'd be like, they might be popping Training Day. You know what I mean?
Are you sure?
I watch Michael X.
We know you OTEP. That's different.
Y'all are funny.
My point is that Spike Lee was not Chitlin Circuit. Spike Lee had many a white actor and actress in his films.
After a while.
After a while. School Days. Do the right thing.
Exactly. That's my point. It wasn't.
There you go.
There you go. De Niro wasn't in School Days or some shit. What the fuck? What Al Pacino was in She's Gotta Have It?
Denzel, in my opinion, and I think you would agree with me, everybody would agree with me, Denzel has always been a star.
Yes.
Denzel has always been a star. Denzel never started on some bootleg shit. Denzel was on Saint
that's
Elsewhere.
different.
Do you have any idea how
That's-
big Saint Elsewhere was? It was the Grey's Anatomy of what, the 80s? Was that the 80s?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
And that's
for a long time.
That's a different conversation we're having right
No,
now.
it's not. It is literally the same conversation.
Wait one second. It's a different conversation we're having because Denzel, at the end of the day, there was another part of my point that I didn't get into, and this is why I always say with Eddie Murphy, these are undeniable talents. Taraji P. Henson is not an undeniable talent. Okay, Denzel Washington was an undeniable talent. Did he have to go down a certain road and make some decisions and so on and so forth to get to where he is? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, he's still an undeniable talent. He was one of those people that he would have probably still made it to some version of what he is now had he not made some of the decisions that he made.
Regardless, I think with Taraji again, this is not we're not lambasting. We're just, as film fans, this is how we're talking.
Yes.
Because I think we all Taraji here. I mean,
yeah. So with Taraji, she's not exactly a bombshell. We're gonna keep it all the way 100. This is the block.
No, I mean,
she's not a bombshell. Okay, her body is not va va voom, right? She's not a sex symbol. Face kind of weird. She always reminded me of the Grinch. My person.
Hey, God
was it
damn.
the brows?
The eyebrows are like this.
Damn, man.
Stay like this. Taraji, stay like this.
He was trying to take the tree the way his eyebrows were.
Yeah.
I knew it was
This is Taraji P. Henson in every fucking movie.
in Empire, they put him up here. That used to like drive me nuts watching her eyebrows.
So I'm saying that I understand her her plight, but again, do you know who you are? Like, I know who I am. I said, give me the trilogy on Tubi, bitch. I'm still going to Hawaii with that money. Okay,
Right.
Do you know who you are and what level you're on? And that's what's bizarre about her and Monique, right? You're not belly roll, holding my stomach, ribs hurting funny, Monique. You're not. Oh, but I want an Oscar. It doesn't matter. They're giving them shits away now. They're giving them.
Nothing too, sweetheart. You want the Oscar for being the most fucked up version of a black mother. You know what I mean? That's essentially what you got the Oscar for.
The worst mother. Yes. The worst mother.
The worst.
So I did this article got interesting because I guess now everybody's picking up the story. So it says here that Taraji P. Henson's The Color Purple director, Blitz Bazawule, backed up her claim, sharing that he had to fight for all of his leading actors to be cast in the film despite their various successes. He said, it was like you were never here when he brought up their names to the studio.
Fantasia?
Fantasia?
I was just about to say, like,
okay, keep going. I just want to make sure. Still talking about
the fact that each one of you had to audition for this roles that were second nature for you, roles that no one should even question. See, this is the bullshit. This is why I can't take people seriously. This is why I cannot take people seriously. Do you know that people with bigger names have to read for roles? Go look at the fucking list of people that didn't make it to play in the Titanic when fucking Leonardo got it and this other chick, Kate Winslet. What do you mean you had to? It's Fantasia and Taraji.
You think Keanu Reeves didn't have to read for Neo? You think he didn't have to read for that? Like, what?
Well, these people know how it. This is crazy. Anyway, the fact that each one of you had to audition, who you think you working with?
This is that's stupid crazy. Like, you're not at that level where you don't have to audition yet. Like, I'm just saying.
I'm just here trying.
You might get lucky here and there, but to expect it to expect it is real delusional.
That's wild.
Because we've all been lucky and been given shit in this industry based off relationships. But I don't walk around expecting it just because my friend Jen gave me a role. Like,
Right.
it just doesn't
Right.
work like
There's a gang of
He
people.
got a role for you. You better read for it.
And we always hear, you always
that too, because I'm that person too. Like, I don't care. Like, you're not gonna fuck up my film because I love you. I love you. I'll still watch
No,
your
but
film,
I
but you're not
already
getting my film.
Yeah, but I already seen what you could do though. I already seen
Oh,
we
yeah,
we
yeah.
acted together. What
no,
you
you
said
always hear,
before I
you
continue
always
this bullshit?
say it again.
I said, what did you gonna say before I continue this bullshit?
Oh no, you always hear, you know, really good actors who get passed over by someone and they're upset, and then they see that other actor in the role and they're like, oh man, yeah, I see why they picked him over me, you know, or actresses. So I mean, yeah, there's no such thing as you know, you fit the people are looking for a certain thing. Now if you go audition and you surprise somebody and they say, oh, I like you, they might even put you in another role, like, well, not this one, but I'll put you in this other role, you know what I mean?
Do you
But yeah,
know
it
that
sounds
Michelle Pfeiffer? Do you know that Michelle Pfeiffer, when I was watching behind the scenes of Scarface, do you know that she had to fly herself to the fucking audition? They literally told her, you want it? Come out here. We're not flying it. The bitch flew herself. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer. And Michelle Pfeiffer back then, woo-hoo. That white
Okay.
woman, she
And
was
on fire.
she was a
Listen,
sex symbol.
but there are a lot of stories like this, is what I'm saying. There are a lot of stories. People that took no fucking money. I just want to be in this bitch. And then they blew up. People that flew themselves out. People that bought shit. The same way teachers do is no supplies. It comes out my pocket. People that fucking bought. You know how many sets I've been on? Lily, you know, we dress ourselves. We do
I
our
was
own
thinking that.
makeup. We do our own
Oh,
fucking hair.
makeup.
I was in a horror film mixing fake blood, okay, cutting up cutlets, chicken cutlets, and sausages to look like guts. That's what the fuck you do when you love the craft. That's what the fuck you just do.
Oh
This
my God.
is-
Lord.
I have something
You
that
take things with no pay.
I have something I really want to say about our people when it comes to Black people that I've noticed now. You know, as opposed to the Black actors in the past who had to really struggle. In a lot of ways, they try to put themselves in the same bucket as those people whenever they have to put in just a little bit of work, or if they just don't get the roles that they want, or things don't just go their way. Immediately, you want to rest on your on the race card. Immediately, you want to go, motherfucker. Your predecessors literally weren't allowed to show up to the Oscars. Your predecessors literally, I don't even want to even think about how much they were actually paid in some of these movies, if they were at all. Your predecessor.
Dorothy Dangerous stuck her toe in a pool and they emptied the fucking pool. They emptied the true story. They emptied the fucking pool because she stuck her toe in it. And she was in a white hotel. They emptied the fucking pool.
And they was probably the next day watching her at the theater, watching her damn movie.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So it says here, prior to the Sirius XM interview, Henson spoke with Variety's and Angelique Jackson for a SAG-AFTRA discussion and revealed that she nearly turned down The Color Purple over pay reasons in order to set an example for her female co-stars. You took it anyway, didn't you? The bills, huh? She revealed that she hasn't seen a raise in her pay income since 2018's Proud Mary, an action movie she had the lead role in. That was like a blaxploitation film, right? Proud Mary.
Yes, and it was fucking terrible. That's why you're not getting.
It was
You know,
I would agree. It was terrible.
that shit was absolutely
They had
awful.
any good ones
This is my point. Every time they give you, look, listen, this is one thing I do say about Hollywood. Eventually, if you are working enough and it looks like you might pop, they give you a shot at a leading role. They do give you a shot. I've seen it with Black people, with brown people. I do. But if that ball drops, motherfuckers like, we ain't gonna do this shit again. And this is where you are right now. This is the cap. This is your salary cap for the rest of your life right now. Because this is why I honestly do not envy actors. I don't envy anyone in the film industry. I really fucking don't. Because You could have a script. You could have the studio could be behind you. They could be betting it all. And if that shit tanks, you could be done in that fucking town forever.
And a couple of things I want to say. I'm sure all the people that she fought for and almost didn't take that money from The Color Purple really appreciate it. She came this close to sacrifice. But another thing I want to say is listen, she's known more than probably, I'm going to throw out the old 90%. 90% of actors out there and people that are in the business, right? So what people need to realize in these positions is there are a lot of people that can replace them. A lot, especially when you're not the Denzels, you're not in that A list. You can complain and they can throw you out and someone can do your job just like that and nobody will remember. You might get remembered when you die on the Oscars credits at the end or something like that. But I mean, it's really crazy, like, to hear the disillusion or where people think they are in life. It's bizarre.
But she's also looking older now too. She looks a lot older. She doesn't look like
I noticed
back
that.
then. She's aged a lot, and she's not aging gracefully. She looks heavy, if that's the word I'm looking for. She looks.
In the comments.
Mm-hmm.
No, someone said the same thing in his comments. They were saying that, this explains why you've been looking so heavy lately, especially on this press run. That's what they said.
Oh, okay.
And she's gained weight, and I think the spotlight in The Color Purple is more on Fantasia. Fantasia is not an actress. By no means. She gonna sing in this movie. All praises be to God, she gonna sing. But the acting is probably not gonna be all that great. I hate to say that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I hate her voice. I hate.
Yeah, she gonna sing.
And Jen,
it's gonna be the
can
worst.
we just say? Can we?
I'm sure she's lovely. But
Jen, you might. I'm gonna ask you, since you're in the business and everything, if my assessment of actors and actresses are on point. But would you say that it really is easier for men in the business? I mean, as far as roles, I'm not saying I'm saying like women, they're like Meryl Streep, really great actresses, but there are a lot out there that not rely on their looks, but their looks get them in the door where, like I always bring up Paul Giamatti, not a good looking man. He gets in so many roles.
So to answer your question, yes. I mean, everything's easier for men. Honest. I'm talking about as far as business. Don't fucking Gmail me shit. But it's just, it's a man's world, so it's easier. You don't have to be glamorous. You don't have to, in order to be a leading lady, unless you're a character actor, like say a Whoopi Goldberg, and those women are far and few in between. Them women like Roseanne or the funny looking women or those overweight women, they're always the character actor and they're always the butt of the joke or they're always that awkward friend, right? But you have to be, the more attractive you are, just like in anything in life, the better chance you have. Now, men could show up looking like Paul Giamatti. Men could show up looking like Danny fucking DeVito. Imagine the female version of Danny DeVito.
Just like that.
Leading job.
Okay,
Yeah.
leading. And be opposite the biggest of the big. You could be opposite Robert De Niro.
I mean,
woman is opposite Robert De Niro.
Oh, look at the movie. Look at the movie with
Arnold
Jonas Hill.
Oh,
I was like, in what world?
Right. I didn't. See it. I was like, I'm not about to do that, and I didn't even see the shit. Okay, so she says she's going on about The Color Purple. If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easier for Fantasia and for Danielle Brooks? Girl, oh God, I'm about to throw these headphones across the room. So she didn't. First, I'm confused. Are you crying about you're not getting paid, or is your mission Fantasia, who's not even a fucking real actress, or whoever Danielle Brooks is, who I've never heard of? This is such bull. Anyway, why am I doing this? We are to service each other. Henson has often, and here's where I call a cap. when she was up for the role of Hustle and Flow or Baby Boy or what's the shit then when they all did the math?
Oh, Hidden Figures, yes.
Hidden Figures, all of that.
Figures.
Right. Okay. If she was in the audition room and they asked her, hey, it's your decision. Do you want this role or do you want Fantasia Danielle Brooks to do it? Would she have said, I'm looking out, we're supposed to service each other. I don't need this role. Go ahead, Fantasia.
No.
These people are full of shit. They're full of shit. And what gets me is that people that are like this are like this, right? They're givers, right? And that's their reputation.
I was
right?
just about to say, because I've had it happen to me in this business from a couple of people, but it wasn't just done to me. They did it to other people because that's just who they are. They're like, you know what? I'm not the one for this role. Lily is. I'm not the one for this role. Shelly is. Like, that's how they did, and that's just what they do. It's not when, I'm not getting my way. Now it's, I'm doing
now
this
I'm here for Lily and Shelly. I'm here for Lily and Shelly. I'm trying to get more money in my check for Lily and Shelly.
And then they shut up once they get the money because Monique only starts reactivating when she no longer getting her way again, and she comes back and starts doing things for us again.
For real.
I'm like, well, what happened to the last thing you did for us? Like, what happened to that? Like,
And it's always I'm passing the buck for somebody else. I'm opening the door. Like Fantasia, she's saying that she's doing it for all the Sealeys in the world and all the this in the world and all of that in the world. Okay.
That's a good question, Abby.
So Henson has often been outspoken about not being paid fairly in Hollywood. She told Variety back in 2019 that she initially was offered $100,000 to star opposite Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett in David Fincher's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. So they were trying to give $100K for that, a role which earned her an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Henson was able to bump up the salary to $150,000, but that was far below the $500,000 she was expecting to make as the third billed actor in a Fincher-directed studio movie. I want to make this very clear. I'm not saying that Brad or Cate shouldn't have gotten what they got. Henson said at the time, they put asses in seats. So give them their money. They deserve it. I'm not saying they shouldn't get what they're getting. I was just asking for $500,000. That's all. That's it. When I was doing Benjamin Button, I wasn't worth $1 million yet. My audience was still getting to know me. We thought we were asking for what was fair for me at the time. I asked for $500,000. That's it, Henson added. And they gave me $100,000. Does that make sense? I'm number 3 on the call sheet. Does that make sense to you? All I was asking was for $500,000. That's all we were asking for. Henson's emotional Sirius XM interview was later shared to X, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Says 70 to 80% of gross income is gone off the top for taxes and commissions, agents, managers, lawyers, lead role, and for those who pay other employees as well. Baby, the math ain't mathin'. So she got $150,000 for Curious Case of Benjamin Button. But here's the thing. Again, I go back to what we said. You're opposite Cate Blanchett and Brad Pitt. You should have been a rocket after that. A rocket into the sky.
Absolutely.
What did she do after that? After that movie? What did she act in? Because if you can't even recall it off the top of your head, it's like, what did she do after that?
And that's the point.
No, I'm not.
She probably would have did a McDonald's commercial after that. That's what I'm saying.
It had to be something stupid for no one. I don't even. This is sad because I don't even remember her in the movie Benjamin Button. I have to go rewatch it because I don't recall the lady in the movie at all.
And I've never watched the movie, so I don't know. I haven't watched
the bigger. Yeah, she was Brad Pitt's mother in the movie. She was.
Ooh.
Yeah,
oh wow!
To you. That's the point that I'm making to you. She dropped the fucking ball.
Was she in the film a lot? Like a lot?
Yes. She was taking care of Brad Pitt. Found old ass baby, raised the baby up, and shit like that. No, she was a very prominent, part of the goddamn movie. And after that,
I'm going to watch this movie tonight.
Yeah, now I want to see it. Now I want to see it.
After that, you get an Oscar nomination, and you just blow it. You go do Empire. When she went and did Empire, I was like, she just fucked it up, man.
Well, you heard of the Oscar.
That was,
Oscar curse.
yeah.
She fucked it up because if you get people don't know that if you get an Oscar nomination, just a nomination, you're good.
No, when
Right.
you get an Oscar or Oscar nomination, right? Your fee goes up.
Yes.
However, look at the double-edged sword. Look at the double-edged sword. Your fee automatically goes up. However, if you're not somebody that can put asses in seats like Jennifer Hudson, she got the Oscar curse, or like a Monique, she got the Oscar curse, right? If you can't put asses in seats, the studios are like, I'm not going to pay you this extra money. I don't give a fuck what an Oscar means.
They don't.
Your fee goes up, your demand
Right.
goes down.
Like something happened. Something happened. Somebody.
It's real.
Maybe it's her talent. Maybe it's her. Maybe she just didn't have the talent.
Well, no. If she's saying that the fee goes up automatically, yet you're not putting the asses in seats, then your demand's gonna they're not gonna. Okay, we'll put somebody else cheaper.
You can't put the asses in seats. Something's wrong here. Maybe you just don't have that appeal. You just don't have that talent to really take it to the next level. Some people just really hit a ceiling. Some people really hit a ceiling, man. You could want everything you want, but some motherfuckers are just going to hit a ceiling. It was like who's a good example. I was telling Jay that on the Mark Wahlberg movie Family Plan, y'all remember The Wire?
Yeah,
Of course, my favorite show.
You remember Snoop in The Wire? She was in the movie. They didn't even give her a line.
I know. You told me.
She just got shot. Like she just showed up to shoot after Mark Wahlberg, and he shot her. And I'm like, damn, they couldn't even give her a fuck or how could you do this to us? Something like that. You know what I mean?
You know,
but the point of the matter is,
Well,
this.
that's because Snoop left the show and started being Snoop from the show. That's why.
That is the point that I was saying. That I'm about to say. Like after the show, like left. She had problems finding work because it was like you can't do nothing but be Snoop from The Wire, and you hit much of the ceiling.
Okay, let's get into the shit nobody likes to talk about. Let's get into it because I want to go to the. I want to take it to. I want to go a little deeper. Let's go in the weeds. Everybody got their Timberlands on? So we know this country is predominantly white. This country is white owned. Right. I don't give a fuck who was here first. Don't tell me about the natives, the Tainos, the Africans. There was Africans here before slavery. I don't give a fuck. This country is white owned. Right, No Saint?
Is your people still? They still got the lease, No Saint? They still got the lease, No Saint?
Like, yeah.
right now.
Right now.
I didn't think forever, but right now, this country is white owned. Every fucking genre and business in this country is white owned. Everything, all of it. NBA, the NFL, media, news, arts, entertainment. It's all white owned. Transportation, airplanes, trains, buses. It's all white owned, right? So now let's go into, if you know that, don't you think that you have to move differently than other people move? I know that. I know as soon as I get $100,000 check, I know I got to flip that money. I know I can't go crazy at Gucci because this country is white owned. I can't do what No Saint would do if we were both acting and he got 100K and I got 100K. I can't do that, right? I would 100K. Now I'm getting my team together. Now I'm like, let's put out these fucking films. Let's cast our own shit. Let's keep it in-house. That's what I would have to do. But it seems these people, they get so comfortable around white people, they start thinking that not only they deserve as much as white people, but they think they're going to get it. Even worse, they think they're going to get it. They think that white people are going to give a fuck about them enough, right? They think everybody's an abolitionist now. The white people love me. Look how we get along. And they think
Right.
that they're going to get the same or deserve the same. It's kind of like going to somebody's house and demanding that they change the channel in somebody else's house, right? So she has a $2,350,000 home. Beautiful home. She looked like it take up a whole fucking street block in New York City, right? $2,350,000.
Like one kid, right?
One of her homes.
How many children does she have?
That's black people.
One, as far as I
That is
know.
one child.
Not a child, a grown man. Yeah.
And a
Yeah, he's
grown
big,
person.
right?
Yeah, he's grown.
Yes, grown man.
Yeah,
He's big.
Grown man.
You know what I mean? A huge, lavish, I mean, beautiful, beautiful home. And here's the thing, right? Listen, I'm definitely not caping for white people or batting for white people. I'm just like Lily says over and over again, fuck how we want it to be. Let's do it how it is. Let's just do it how it is. Let's do that. I think that makes for a better life, an easier life, a wiser life. Let's just do it how it is, right? She says, I've been gracious. Well, what were you supposed to be at work? I'm sorry. What were you supposed to be at work? Were you supposed to run in and act like you were talking on Empire on the set of Empire? Yeah, you were supposed to be gracious. Big bills. Are the only big bills you worried about the manager, the assistant, or is it the $2 million home, the $500,000 car? When she goes into Gucci and she throws down her little platinum card, right? When she goes into Gucci, is she crying then? Is she wondering why Gucci wants $500,000 for, a wardrobe for the winter? Like, I want to know, and there's the questions I ask people. How torn are you? And where does it bother you that you spend the money? The assistant, the manager, and the agent? Because, honey, have you seen the prices of Gucci? I know that's where you shop. Hermes, I know that's where you shop. Yves Saint Laurent, I know that's where you shop. You're always at the fashion shows. I know that's where you shop. I'm sure you have a staff in the $2 million home. You can't have a $2 million home and not have a fucking staff.
Don't keep it up. Mm-hmm.
Right? You have to keep it up. So it's like, I'm confused as to where it pains you about the money. Is it that you want to help Fantasia? Let's keep it 100. Nobody gives a fucking Fantasia ever acts again.
Who asked for in the first place?
Yeah, and I don't know how that's going to look on film.
Like, come on, she could have said somebody else. She could have said a Megan Good or something. Really using Fantasia for this argument?
I mean, who gives a fuck if she's singing? I'm still shocked she won. All those years ago, I'm so shocked she won.
You know what that's about? That was about politics. So I'm like,
and she gonna win an Oscar for it too,
right? Like Jennifer Hudson, and then we're probably never gonna hear from her again.
The singing,
just like Jennifer Hudson. Now Jennifer Hudson is doing a talk show. So my thing is this, and I'll land the plane here. When, with $25 million, this motherfucker could have started working on a studio. Not even a studio as big as Tyler Perry's. You don't need a studio as big as Tyler Perry's. But $25 million could buy you a lot of land and staff, film staff. So you can put out your own shit. That is why Tyler Perry came behind all these people. He came behind all these people. And in 10 years, rose to $1 billion. Why? Because Tyler Perry said, I'll do it my fucking self. Whether y'all like it or not, you don't have to like my movies. You don't have to like my scripts. You don't have to like that I write all the scripts myself and I don't know. You don't have to like it, right? And they didn't like it all the way to $1 billion.
And that's just it, man. It's just, look, I think he's a hack, but he gives a fucking worth $1 billion. In this case, I respect the rank, as it is said. I can't take that away from him, man. The hustle for that dude is real. I'll never take that away from him. Another thing too, though, is Michael Jai White has his own fucking movie studio. If Michael Jai White can have the wherewithal and find the resources to pull the money together to build his own studio, and dare I say it, he's maybe a Z-list actor. I don't know. You know what I mean?
You can't be a disgruntled employee. No. You can't be a disgruntled employee. If you don't want to be an employee, you make moves. And you have $25 million fucking dollars, according to a fucking Google. And even if it's $5 million off, you still got $20 million at your fucking disposal.
I swear America has the most wealthy, oppressed people on the face of this planet. But Abby asked a question earlier in the chat. She said she's still shedding these type of tears, even though she's on an Oprah production right now. So is this still applying to Oprah? And does that go back to what we're always saying, that even when because everyone is always saying it's the white man's fault and it's the white man's fault, but right now she's employed by a black person, a black woman. Right?
Now, what's Oprah's, before we go there, what's Oprah's position in this thing, in this reboot? Is she just
one of the executive producers? One of them.
She's one of the producers. Yeah,
it's her and Steven Spielberg. Her and
Right. Is she
Spielberg,
just
yeah.
adding her name to it, or is she really producing?
Oh, she's really
I-
producing. 'Cause,
I know her
yeah,
name
she-
is attached to it.
Yeah.
She's
yeah,
really
she's really
producing.
producing. Yeah.
She's really producing. Heard they say.
Because sometimes they just put their name to it so they can
Absolutely.
promote this shit.
Yeah, she yeah, exactly. But no, she's actually executive producer of this. So I'm like, okay, like, is this still applying? And it goes back to what we're always saying on this show. It's not a black and white thing, it's a self-preservation thing. Like when a person gets in power, that's what they do. Black, white, Indian, like that's what they do. They're going to try to maximize their profit. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And you have to have the best representation to be able to fight for you.
I think the worst thing that's happened, honestly, I think the worst thing that's happened to the complainers is we done had a black president. We got black billionaires popping up everywhere, whether it's in sports or music or film. We literally have black billionaires popping up now. It's like, oh, you too? You in business? Oh, go ahead, Rihanna. Oh, Tyler Perry. Oh, Beyonce. Oh, Dr. Oh, some shit. You too. Oh, shit, LeBron James. Oh, Oprah. Oh, Robert F. Smith. Oh, shit. So it's like, what's your excuse?
I think I know what it really is at the core of it all. We've had a black president. We have black billionaires. Never has there ever been a time in history where black and brown people have been this successful. But I really just think deep down, it's the pat on the head and the invitation to the white table that so many of us are still in love with. We got to have that invitation to the white table. We got to have that pat on the head. That's the only thing that I can see that is the motivating factor, because if that wasn't such a motivating factor, you motherfuckers hit $1 billion, you'd have went right out the fucking door. Instead of like, yo, let's just build our own fucking shit. If you have the resources, if I have the capabilities, that's like me in your house. Talking about, yo, this is bullshit, and I'm worth $20 million. This is some bullshit. I don't like the way you run this motherfucking house, nigga. This is some bullshit. Ain't you worth $20 million? That ain't the point. I'm here and I should be respected. But you have the ability and the resources to go build your own fucking house. You missing the point. Doesn't that sound ridiculous?
You know what?
Wait 1 second, Lily. The fact that nobody, to my knowledge, partnered with Tyler Perry to build this shit speaks volumes.
Well, I want to say that it's one thing to say you want, to say that you want to do things. It's another thing to do it. So what I'm saying is, she's got $20 million, or whatever she has, but she's not willing to risk that money. She's not willing to take the risk to lose, right? Where Tyler Perry, high risk, high reward, and now he's a billionaire. And it's just people are built different. I mean, not everybody's built to be the producer or to own their own studio, because it takes a risk. And so when someone's taking risks, like in the movie department, I had to chuckle at the whole thing. All I wanted was $500,000, and all they wanted to pay you was $150,000. I'm sure the top two actors wanted more money than what they got. It's what you're willing, what the people who own the capital are willing to give you. And if you don't want it, they're going to move on to somebody else, right? So that's why it's so funny when it comes to these things. It's not like it's especially in movies and in sports and in entertainment. If you're good, almost in everything, if you're really good, you're going to make it. And if you're in the middle, you can be replaced. And that's just how it is in these type of
Give me my
industries.
trilogy on Tubi. Just give me my trilogy. And
So
listen,
I want to say to her.
you know what's funny about that? $100,000, no Saint. She wanted $500K. They were offering $100K. Her negotiation got her $50,000 more. Okay. Here's the thing. This is what kills me about people, because you know how they say you don't get paid what you want, you get paid what you negotiate, right? So here's the thing. if you really, really felt, because it's not about, I was the third billing. It was Brad Pitt, Kate Blanchett, and then me. And nobody knew me, but I was the third one there, right? Here's the thing. If you were worth 500K true and blue, they would have gave you that shit. They were actually risking not giving it to you. You know why? Because you're replaceable.
Absolutely.
Right?
Look,
Because if you're telling me you worth 500K, and all I got for you is 100K, obviously I don't give a fuck about losing you. Obviously I don't give a fuck about you walking away, because we got Megan Good over there, we got Regina King over there, we got Regina Hall over there. We got, what you want to do, honey? What do you want to do?
And then you know what
we're putting you opposite two of the biggest names in Hollywood, motherfucking Kate Blanchett and Brad Pitt, and you're unknown. I'm surprised they gave her that extra 50K, and that should sound like throw her another fucking 50K so we can throw her another 50K. Somebody wants
quiet. Yeah.
And if they really want you and they don't have the, you see this happen from time to time when they really want somebody for a role or for a job and they don't have the cash, they'll offer you like credits or what is it? Like gross or net profit or whatever it is, you know. They'll offer you certain things to get you. So that's what I think she has a problem. She thinks her self-worth is not what her real worth is. She has a high self-opinion of what she's done, but the market is just not there for it. You know, the market says otherwise. And you know, that's
Oh, I wanted to say to Haran's point, I really think you do have something there with the white gaze thing. Because I've never said that, I've never spoke about this, but this was something I noticed throughout my career. And I was like, this is really interesting. I would notice, like, say if I did something with Essence, Black people would be like, oh, that was nice. That's great. Keep Hope alive. If I do something with like a white production, it's like they're sharing it, like, oh, look at my girl Lily. I noticed since I was 14. Like it'd be all this fanfare, right? Every single time. And for me, I'm looking like, well, damn, you don't even know. I probably got paid more for this production than I did with that one and whatever. But for me, it was just a job, right? They were two jobs, that strategic moves, right? But I noticed the difference of the response, whether it's something Black or whether it's something with a white name attached to it. These are the Black audience that do this. I don't think they realize they do it, but it's just something that I noticed over the years.
Well, let me say that I play a Colombian drug lord in a Tubi movie called The Bad Girls 2. And I just want to say that I got paid way more on that Chitlin Circuit movie than I did when I worked for the Container Store, than when I worked for InnoSubs, for all the white companies I don't work for, okay? I got paid way more on that Chitlin Circuit set, The Bad Girls 2 on Tubi. I play Solera Castillo. Go see if I die or not, okay? But you're absolutely right, Lily. I've gotten paid more to be on Black and brown sets than I have to do, you know, the white sets, but the white sets excite people. But I mean, that's how it is across the board. When we watch the BET Awards or the Soul Train Music Awards, Beyonce ain't at the fucking front, Jay-Z at the front. But if it's the American Music Awards or if it's the Grammys, oh, them motherfuckers are there front and center. So it's like it's always been like that. It's always been like that.
Or they're taking some sort of stand by saying, I'm not showing up to the Grammys. Ain't no stand for you to say I ain't showing up to the BET Awards. Like it doesn't have the same punch. You know what I mean?
Remember Oscar? Right. Remember Oscar? Right.
Now if you flipped it and said like BET Film Awards, you know what I mean, this is too ratchet, but we ain't showing up. That's not gonna have the same fucking punch. Look, I remember when I had I replaced a few band members in a situation, you know, back in the days when I was pushing my stuff. And it just happened to fall into me, you know, all of them happened to be white. The moment they was all white and word got around, I was in a bidding war. I'm like, ain't this a bitch?
But the crazy thing is that the answer is right there in front of their face. Like literally the answer is staring you in the fucking face. If you supported each other the way you support white people, you'd have more leverage. But again, I don't care if I was white or Jewish. I wouldn't take any of us seriously. Y'all ain't got it in you, bruh. Y'all ain't got it in you, sis. I wouldn't. I would be like, oh, look at Taraji crying. Get her on the phone. Tell her to give her $160,000 for this next movie. She'll take it. Like, I wouldn't take any of y'all. Say, y'all boycott for 24 hours. You get mad for 3 days. I wouldn't take y'all. I would not. I don't take y'all serious as a Puerto Rican woman. So white people in power are not gonna take y'all serious. I don't take y'all serious. Y'all boycott for 24 hours and then just dropped an album. I don't take y'all serious.
Why would they when we allow motherfuckers like Charleston White to be the spokesperson for black people? When we allow Boosie more airtime than Obama? When we
I just saw a girl
for Red being pregnant as fuck, dancing barefooted on stage. Like, why
dancing
would they
barefoot on a stage and you promoting her?
Right, exactly.
You know what's funny? You know what's the problem too? That there's a lack of knowing code. I'll give it to you, white people know saying. Like, you could hate a motherfucker, but if you can make money with that person, you're gonna make money with that person, right? And with us, there's it's too much egoist, right? Egoismo and pride, and I don't like that bitch, and I don't like that dude, and you know what I mean? And it's like, and that's how you get stuck making no money. And that's something I had to learn too. But I'm like, the answer's right in front of you. You have to support each other like you support white people. Like the white man's water is always colder. It is. We see it. Even in 2023, we still fucking see it. So now if the white man's water is colder, well, then you get what you get. Take your $100,000, your $150,000. Like, to me, that's insulting. That is insulting. Like, they start you at 100K. You're like, no, I want 500,000, and they're like, oh, throw another 50,000 on there.
They should have said, "No, I'll take this."
She could have turned it down. She could have said no if she was so mad.
They you know what that was? No, I
She
think
could have said no.
I think production was probably on Monday, and it was like, hey, John, just give the little nigga bitch some fucking 20, 30 fucking thousand.
$50,000. Yo, not even $100,000 more. Not even 100,000. They didn't even go up to 300,000. Like, look, you want 500,000? Let's meet in the middle.
They just gave somebody's cocaine money. Like, hey, John, take the go on that draw over here, like here.
Yeah.
Got the
office. Tell her, come on, because nobody in the middle.
Get the fuck out of my office.
Not the 50K extra as an insult. I would be like,
that is some brown. That thing should feel like some paper bag money. It threw like they threw some paper bag money at you. You
know what was her 500K? You know what was her 500K? Being opposite Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett. That was her 500K.
Let that shit have been me. I'd have flipped that shit. Oh my God, man. I'd have flipped that shit. Nigga, I'd have been
So what does she make her movie now?
That's what I want to know. Like, is she talking about that on this current movie with, you know?
Yeah.
So
like,
what is she? I'm curious to know.
Obviously, she ain't making
that much. What is she making now? Would it overpay her for
and this is the reason why I'm saying it, because if those tears are fresh. Okay. See, the thing is about me, like, I might be crying, but if I open my account and it looked like something, I'm like, okay, girl, that was a rough moment. Okay, anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
tears gone. This tears is gone.
We done all had that moment, right? We like, oh, God,
right.
Shit. What came through? Oh, fuck, hold on. Let me put something on real quick. I gotta go to bed.
That is the thing. So what is she making now? Like, she got Color Purple. Did she make more than 150,000 on Color Purple? She got Oprah's money and Steven Spielberg. They're good top tier people.
I have no clue, but I don't have much sympathy for people when they talk this shit. Look, man, I get emotional when I find out how much I pay in taxes per month. Okay. I think I'm gonna just get married just off the strength.
Okay, he's like
dragged over the coals.
He told me 150,000 right now. I'll act
like, yo, shit. I wish I could get 50 grand in a paper bag right now.
Take it gracefully.
You know what I mean? So her $2 million house, over her $2 million house, and her Chitlin circuit choices. Hey, it is what it is, baby. You had the moment.
Got what you got. You set the bar for yourself.
It is. That's it. Look, a lot of times we don't want to admit that a lot of times black people, we see it. They just ain't ready for prime time, man. They think they are.
Right.
Not saying
They're not
all
ready
of
for the
them.
big leagues, but they want to play out
Nah,
there.
you ain't ready for the big leagues, and that's just it. It's not a bad thing. Somebody
And
got to
then
be
be more picky about the roles you take. You know, if you're taking crazy roles, it's not going to move you in the direction. Don't cry now. Don't cry now.
That's you're not
That's
Angela
what I
Bassett. You're not Viola Davis. Shit, you ain't Kerry Washington.
So it says here her annual. I don't know how true this is. It just says her salary. It says $1 million per year.
Okay, that's not bad.
And that's what it says here.
That's not bad.
Don't be crying.
I mean, shit, that's not bad for her level of talent and the decisions that she made. That seems like market value. Yes. The fuck she
It says
thought she
I
here
think it's pretty fair.
Kerry Washington could have did that Benjamin Button thing too. They could have put her in there. Taraji said no.
Absolutely.
It says Kerry Washington, Viola Davis, and Taraji P. Henson were the only women of color to make the hit list. The former two are estimated to be making $250,000 per episode of their ABC hit series, while Henson makes around $175,000 for Empire
Yeah.
per episode.
Because it's some nigga shit.
Right. Yeah, so that
and
is
it
on,
portrays her
it is
as
on.
a hood
Yeah.
character.
You're not gonna make she's not gonna make that kind of money that they made on an ABC, network or a show that other people from different races watch. Angela Bassett, she was making, I forgot the actual number, off of Rescue 911. She was making an ungodly amount of money per episode, which was
Look how much the white folks make. Lauren Graham and Alexis Bledel make $750,000 per episode. Mark Harmon makes $525,000. God dang it!
Remember when the entire cast of I believe it was Friends and The Big Bang Theory, they were making $1 million per episode.
Yep.
The money is out there. It's just, do you have the talent to make it? Do you have the decision?
Can you cross into the money? Is the question. Can you cross into the money?
But again, didn't I tell you that these white people, they could, sorry, no saying, but these white people be ugly as fuck. This lady's making $750,000 per episode. This bitch. See, they could look like whatever. They could look like whatever and get paid. We gotta walk in looking like Halle fucking Berry.
Right.
You got the very Schwarzenegger-ish jawline. It's very hard.
I was gonna say the baby mama.
So what do you? But what do you think? Before we get out of here, what do you think that? Because Viola's complained about money, right? What do you think the solution is? Do you think there's ever going to come a time where a black actress is making $750,000 like that ugly white woman? Is there ever going to come a day? Or it's never, because it's their house. Like, I just see it's like,
okay,
it's
that's
their
what I want to say, and I was gonna say, but then I took it back because that's okay, no, exactly, because I was gonna say the only way, but I don't see this happening, is if we were on top, because it's self-preservation. Like, people want to yell racism. It's really self-preservation, right? So the people on the top are going to pay people who look like them more. Period. Point blank. But we don't even like each other, so that's not happening.
I'm gonna say something that might sound.
And we fight all the time.
Exactly.
You can relate this to relationships. It's a male-dominated industry, and men make the choices. Look, men ain't paying for shit that they don't have to. Just like we ain't doing shit in a relationship we don't have to do. If we know we getting head at 10 a.m. in the morning, regardless of whatever the fuck we do, we gonna do the bare minimum, just enough to make sure that we get to head 10 a.m. in the fucking morning. So if I only got to spend, pay you $150,000 for your ass to come down here and do your little jig and shit like that, why am I gonna give you $500,000? I don't have to do that. Men agree to do.
I don't have to do it.
That's why when you leave us and when you go out the door, that's why you got a Ferrari in your fucking front lawn. That's why we throw big bags of money at you. That's why we get on our knees and some of us actually say sorry because the idea of losing you is really not more so saying like the emotion of it. It's just that you are an important component in our lives and we need to keep you around. So yes, that is one of the reasons why at the end of the day, no, you know, you might not see it. You'll only get what we think that you're worth. That will keep you here. If it'll keep you here, that's what you're gonna fucking get. And if 150 grand keeps you here, I'm gonna give you a fucking 150 grand.
So Marcos Chaz, learn how to spell, and I'll hook you up with a reply to that. Your spelling is atrocious, bro. Yeah, it's crazy over there.
I just want to say, I think there's, when I listen to what Lily said, I think there's a little bit, in my opinion, like first of all, if you look across the globe, disposable income are in kind of the European white countries, and now you're getting it into China and eventually India, and you already see where China has made Hollywood change scripts because they didn't want to be put in a negative light, or if you put the flag of Taiwan on Tom Cruise's shoulder, hell no, that's not coming to China, and they changed it. So I think a lot of it has to do, like, in other words, you know, in the future, if the countries in, you know, the different countries in Africa, which have a lot of resources, rise up, they'll be like, it'll be like, oh shoot, okay, we need to put these people in there to get that money that's coming out of Africa. You know what I mean? They have a lot of disposable income. We're going to shift it around. So I think it's a little bit of that too. I just think that it all comes down to, like, because as we see, like, you know, Denzel, he's top, he's a great actor, and he makes a lot of money for the studios as well. So it's, you know, that's what I think a lot of it has to do with that as well.
And it's also, it's kind of almost like that thing. It's a supply and demand thing, right? Almost kind of like how politicians do, like mayors do, right? Any mayor in any city, they always going to put the resources into the neighborhoods, the zip codes where the highest income brackets are at, right? Because those are the people that are going to be able to sway their votes through this, right? So it's always going to come down to interest, you know. At the end of the day.
Abby makes I know she's insinuating, do you think that the fact that this is an Oprah production, do you think there's going to be some fallout with Taraji behaving this way? Does she get blacklisted on the low after? Is this her last?
Honestly, I honestly don't think she gets blacklisted. I think she's not even, you know, it's kind of like background. It's background noise, right? Like blacklisting her would do nothing. Like she could work with Tyler Perry. She's gonna keep doing the same thing that she's doing. Because again, if I was Oprah, I'd be like, "What do you want?" Right? Because I pulled this up on purpose. You guys remember Captain Phillips?
Oh,
Tom Hanks.
I didn't know that.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? Okay. Do you remember the guy? I'm the captain now.
Yes.
He got paid $65,000 in total.
I saw him show up in a sci-fi flick after that. It's pretty much it.
He got paid $65,000. Now, should he have gotten even a quarter of what Tom Hanks is making? Because after all, he's opposite Tom Hanks. It's the same shit. Like Taraji herself said, no one really knew her, right? We knew her because we watch BET. All they do is play fucking Baby Boy. So we knew her.
That's the Baby Boy channel now.
Oh God. They do? They just keep playing Baby Boy?
That's all
Baby Boy Friday. What's the third one they play? It's another one. Baby Boy Friday is the third.
Four Brothers?
Yeah, Four Brothers. All of John is over there. That's the John Network. That's the John Singleton Network.
Singleton TV.
Yes. Yep. So this guy got paid $65,000 to be opposite Tom Hanks. And he was the star of the movie. It was Tom Hanks and the pirate, him. $65,000. And he took that shit. Like, shit, I'm gonna be opposite Tom Hanks. I don't get booed.
Not that right.
Yeah, okay.
And the thing is, when you are smart, you know how to flip that shit. Because the thing is, a lot of these people's names are worth more than them, right?
Absolutely.
Which is normal, right, for celebrities and stuff like that for the most part. But the thing is, there is this thing where you have to, and I posted about this earlier, right, about knowing your worth, right? Because if you really know your worth, you won't be begging nobody else. I have never in my fucking career begged for shit. Fuck you, I'll go do it myself. Okay, I'll go create my own job. It's just that simple. So it has to be a level of real self-worth, because that's real self-worth when you can say, you know what, I'll get with some other people and get a studio and we'll do this. And not just saying fuck you, but I'm gonna do this in addition to what I'm doing, right? Because I feel like I'm worth more than this. You know, so that's why I have to always side out situations like that.
Actually, Marcos Chaz saying 65,000 is a shame. A shame for what? Who the fuck was that guy? Well, let me guess. It was a toss between that movie and Hamlet. He's here, man. The fuck out of here.
It says here with the film having a budget of $55 million. That is what it took to shoot Captain Phillips. That is barely 0.1% of the production's total cost. However, this is likely down to the fact that this was the actor's big break. He told the New Yorker in 2014 that he was working as a driver for his brother's limousine company when he saw a casting call for the Somalis at his local community center in Minneapolis. Abdi moved to the U.S. via Yemen as a child when war broke out in Somalia. The Captain Phillips audition began with a questionnaire to which Abdi responded yes in every field, including lying about the fact that he could not swim, before doing a run-through with 3 other men he knew from his apartment block. Those were Faisal Ahmed, Mahat M. Ali, and Allah Akbar. Known between them as Little B, and the 4 were soon flown out to Los Angeles together to make their acting debuts in Paul Greengrass' film as the Pirates of Captain Phillips. There they would be thrust immediately among Hollywood royalty, filming scenes with Tom Hanks playing the title character in the true story. On the day Captain Phillips hit the silver screen, Abdi quit his job working for his brother, but was still without an agent. He needed one, though, as a string of award nominations were soon en route. And not without merit, his iconic line, without a doubt, the movie's most memorable, was a moment of raw improvisation. Shit, you know what I would have did? That 65,000 and them other guys, his brothers or his friends from the block. You got $65,000. That's more than enough to trademark I'm the Captain Now films. Right. The fucking that saying alone is big. It's notable. People would have remembered. He could have started his own film company. Even if he started on an indie level, he would have had his own freaking film production company. You know what I mean? He could have rode that Tom Hanks thing. That's what I'm saying. You got to prepare. You got to stay ready. So you don't got to get ready, right? You got to stay ready. Some people are like, hey, what else do you do? I got this script. I got this. I got this. I got this. You know, you have to stay ready. He wasn't ready, and then he ended up homeless and all kinds of crazy shit after Captain Phillips. That's what happens.
Well, that's crazy, but
wait a minute, he ended up homeless afterwards?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Well,
that's sad. But what really is interesting is, like, I don't know how many months he worked to get, but that's like more money than some people will make in 6 months at least, you know, if you take the taxes out. I mean, but even a year, you know, I don't know how much he paid in taxes. And then you get it all like within 3 months. That's good money. I mean, good money for most of us, right? I understand. Right. Yeah, good money for most of us.
If you know how to manage money.
Exactly. And that's the thing.
And that's what Jen was saying earlier about
manage the money,
how she has this huge $2.5 million house. That's what happens to a lot of people that don't manage money well, and you see it happen. Athletes and things like that is they make these huge checks all the time, and then when that runs out, they've got taxes to pay. We've talked.
You can
about
say
this
black
before.
behind that because that's what happened to black.
Well, it's happened to white
rich
athletes
people.
too. It has happened to white
Black
athletes
people do
as
that
well.
a lot. They go ahead doing the most.
Yeah, more black athletes.
I'm gonna tell you though, when I first got
It is.
into modeling, it was, and I had 3 black people say this to me, and I was like, that's interesting. You're projecting your shit on me. They was like, oh, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna start moving up and getting around all these people and they're gonna start inviting you to their house. You see what they got, and you're gonna start wanting to do this and do that. And I'm like, I'm not that. I know who the fuck I am. I don't need to keep up with anyone. Like that's not something I struggle with. I don't struggle with, oh, I gotta spend outside so they can think this. Actually, I'm the opposite. Listen, I might be the broke friend. Okay, fuck. You know what I'm saying? But when you come in and be yourself, like, especially that's the thing I realize about the A-listers. They just want regular people around them who are going to treat them normal. They don't care how much you got. Right now, they do want you to be cute. They do want you to be cute. Okay, but they don't care how much you got. You know, like stuff like that, because it's just like they just want real people around them at the end of the day. So that's why and then I started seeing what they was talking. I saw all these people doing it, and I was like, oh, so that is the norm, right? Then the strike came, and then everybody's looking crazy.
Probably not. Probably that Taraji can do
I don't think you can do OnlyFans.
And if she wants, this is funny and a great question. Daryl Allen says, did Fantasia have an issue with her pay? I doubt it.
Fantasia is one of those people who just happy to be working.
Seriously.
She gives me that personality.
Like, she was just broke.
I'm just so glad to be here. I'm just so happy. Like she has that personality. Like, you know,
T Bizzle tomorrow. T Bizzle said we didn't even discuss the topic about lying to men. I didn't know Taraji was going to take this long, but I should have known.
But forgive us, but it happens sometimes.
Sometimes it happens. We will
Some of the most memorable movie lines come from people that don't make shit. Remember the pimp and Superman? When Superman came out, he was in that pimp outfit. He's like, yo, that's a bad outfit. Woo! As Superman takes off. Come on.
No, it's funny you remember that.
Huh? No, that was a funny line.
The black man acting stupid in a movie.
He wasn't acting stupid. He was a pimp in New York City.
And I've seen that movie like a dozen times, and I don't remember pimp.
You remember? You know, that's when Superman first changed into his costume for the first time in the movie. He had to. Did
the line become popular? Like, I'm the captain now.
I don't know. As a kid, we thought it was fun. But it was like he looked at the phone booth. He couldn't fit in the phone booth. Then he goes and runs and spins in that door and comes out, and there's the pimp and the 2 prostitutes right there. I can't believe you don't remember that.
Prostitute or pimp in a
No.
I'm not saying that.
It's like it didn't happen, but no.
Well, now you will. You'll see it.
I don't remember a job talking pimp like, hey man,
Google it. Google it.
Like,
Google it. It's a famous clip. You can Google it right now.
So we got to stop this mess too. Stop it. He said Taraji is past her sell by date. Stop it. Meryl Streep is 74. This has nothing to do with age. Like, yeah, how old is
Betty White was working up until she croaked.
Right.
Yeah, how old is Angela Bassett? How old is Viola Davis? It has nothing to do with age. It has to do with at the end of the day, can you put asses in seats? That's what white people care about. Like, people feel their feelings. It's like, can you
have to stop these age jokes? Okay, I'm in my 40s. I know a couple of motherfuckers in very advanced ages. Some of you niggas can't. Some of you niggas can't go to the fridge without you know what I mean, huffing and puffing and checking your fucking meters and shit like that, and pumping up your motherfucking dilator and shit like that. Motherfuckers need to stop having these age jokes. Okay, niggas ain't triathlon athletes.
No,
right?
Fucking 50s. Some of your women have a lot of jokes. They say with jokes. Okay, so just ease up off the age. Okay, time comes for all of us. Okay,
Yeah.
Time comes for all of us, nigga.
Everybody.
If
Sex
you're lucky.
maniac you was when you were 18.
Lucky.
Stop the fucking cap. Okay,
If
nigga?
you're
And even with age, most of us can't whip Mike Tyson's ass.
Different situation entirely. Mike Tyson is 56, almost 60 years old and can still move like an 18-year-old, man. Just absolutely
amazing.
fresh. Anyway.
Thank you for the super chat, Fahim Jackson. Fahim Jackson says, people don't want to put up their own money because they want you to invest in their talent. Your own money is risky. People want the payout of the people taking risks without assuming the risk. This is very true. So no one's literally saying Taraji should take $5 million of her own money out the bank, use a debit card to fund the film. However, what we're saying is she has the network, she has the net worth, she has the resume. And, you know, kids are doing movies on their iPhone now for $3,000. Mark Harris, a director I worked with, his first film cost him $3,000. Okay, and now he's on Stars and Amazon. And so it's about, do you want to be a boss or do you want to be an employee? And if you're choosing the latter, then be prepared to always complain about what you get.
And to piggyback off of what you're just saying right there is that this is why a lot of our people need to sit down and really understand how business in general works, how investment in general works. What we're basically saying is that take your money and with the resources that you have, go and create and have proof of demand. If you have proof of demand, then people are going to invest in you. That's how business works. You know what I mean? Of course, someone's not going to expect you, one person, to have the resources of a Netflix, the resources of a Warner Brothers, the resources. They're just saying to themselves, like, okay, well, if I know that off rip, you can at least have 500,000 to 1 million fucking million seats filled, I can work with that because I can throw some chips at that, and we could probably, you know what I mean, have a nice, decent profit going on. You know what I mean? I invest as less, you know, a little bit less than I would before, and I can profit more. You have to, listen, when you deal with these people, you got to speak their language. You got to speak money, not the language of Black people, which is emotion, constant anger, constant. Money. You got to talk numbers. You got to talk debit. You got to talk. You know what I mean? Credit. You have to talk these things, man, in order to really get these people to believe in you. And yes, go take your money, create demand. You create the demand, then motherfuckers will fuck with you.
I mean, think about it. Issa Rae's name wasn't worth nowhere near what Taraji's name was worth at the time that Issa Rae started. Okay.
And where she started.
This is the point I'm making. Like
on YouTube.
Right. And the thing is, people invest in people who invest in themselves. My dad has been telling me that forever. It took me a long time to learn it, but I learned it, and it's the truth.
Yeah,
so
she
did start on YouTube, and then that's what I'm saying. Taraji Henson has, you know, way bigger following and way more exposure than some Issa Rae had, right? So it's like, again, you either gonna boss up or you're gonna be an employee. Also, I call cap when people say, oh, well, you know, I don't put my money into it. With the cost of one of her purses, you can fund an entire independent film. That's what I said. With the cost of a Birkin bag, you can fund an entire film. I shot a pilot with about $300. A pilot. Hired actors and everything. Sound, whatever. Put bubble gum and Band-Aids. Can you do me this favor? Can you do that? And I wasn't no fucking Taraji P. Henson. However, today I am now shopping, okay, my pilot and the episodes. I ain't no fucking Taraji P. Henson. So where there's a will, there's a way. You get to do whatever you want. And this is why people come after these people in the business and blow past them because they be on some boss shit. I'm not gonna be saying, oh, I only got $1,000 for the movie. I was in, fuck that. Who I gotta talk to? Where is the fucking boss? But I'm also the type not to fucking give Bulgari, Birkin, Gucci, $10,000 of my hard-earned money. I'm also that girl too. So it's all mentality. Right. But you're not gonna tell me that she can't use the price of one of her gowns, one of her Versace gowns, or the price of one of her purses, and not shoot indies here and there and get a deal with Netflix. You think Netflix is not going to take a deal with Taraji P. Henson, a meeting? If they call Netflix and be like, hey, Taraji P is on one, Netflix is going to say no. They're going to be like, what she got? What does she got? Because we need content. What does she got? So it's stupid. That's why I was like, it's the old woe is alligator tears. I want more in it. That's not how the world works. She's lucky. Let me tell you something. With her looks, she is lucky that she's there. With all the women that are trying to get in, is lucky that she's there, and she's gotten so much opportunity.
She does, because she's very liked in the industry, so she's got a lot of opportunities. So I'm sorry, I can't ride with you on this, like, sis. I can't. I love you, but I can't. I'm gonna have to let me off for the next stop because I can't.
There's a couple of people on Twitter who were saying that she doesn't deserve the money that she's claiming that she believes she deserves. They said Angela Bassett does, and Viola Davis does. One motherfucker said that she deserves the kind of money that Julia Roberts, commands, and I'm like, what?
No, God, no.
Is there a new Julia Roberts that just came out? Because I'll be late.
Yeah, no.
Saying anything, man. Especially,
I will say, Angela Bassett, 2B2. I mean, people take Taraji's call. They'll take her call. She wants more money. She doesn't want to get taxed by the government. Welcome to fucking America. But I think Angela Davis should be making Julia Roberts money, but she's not going to make. I mean, I'm sorry, Angela Bassett. I'm like Davis.
Angela Davis,
you're absolutely right.
Angela Davis too.
Davis too.
And I think, and Jen looks at me crazy sometimes. I think Julia Roberts is very much overrated.
Oh,
what you mean? I don't give a damn about Julia Roberts.
Oh no, I said she was ugly. My bad. I said she was horrible.
I mean, she's not exactly a looker. I think her mouth is really big.
She looks like her brother.
Very much so.
Does like her brother.
Yeah. She looks just like her brother with hair.
Yes.
You know she had a
because he
brother.
has a big mouth too. That's something in their family.
Eric Roberts? You know Eric Roberts. You've seen him everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
You've seen Eric Roberts.
You got them lips. You got them
shit.
Julia
I'm not
Roberts
making
lips.
the connection. This dude is like the villain in every movie. Like, what did I do?
You know Eric Roberts.
Just put him
He's
some
the
hair on.
villain in like every fucking movie.
Maggie Gyllenhaal and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes, twins. They are twins.
She's uglier than him though. Jake Gyllenhaal is cuter than Maggie.
No, she's just uglier than a motherfucker. That's just what it is. Yeah, they try to remember in The Dark Knight they try to sell her off as a beauty.
That shit.
She got one eye lopsided eye other than the other.
Yo, that movie, for them to put her in that movie as like the hot chick that the billionaire wanted.
It was given nepotism.
And the man, not that he wanted it, he gave his life for. He gave his damn life for. A man walked into a building with bombs.
I was like, you fucking liar. Okay, so there's a movie. You know how in every movie there's a moment? This is very inspiring to me. There's a movie that Julia was in where I really paid attention to her ass, right? No, not Pretty Woman. That was cute. There's a movie called Secret in Their Eyes. Secret in Their Eyes. And it's with that guy, Chiwetel. I don't know how to say his name. Chiwetel Ejiofor. Chiwetel. You know Chiwetel Ejiofor? You know him.
Things I remember. Oh yes, him. I know him. Yes, great actor actually.
Yeah. Oh, he's
actually good.
Yeah, that movie is. Ooh, that shit inspired me to write. Like I was like, ooh, it's like it reminds me of Mystic River with Sean Penn. They put out some heavy shit, man.
The only last thing I remember about Julia Roberts was that Eat, Pray, Love movie because it was one of my exes. She just watched it in.
I haven't seen that.
I read the book.
No,
The
no,
book was
Eat,
good.
Pray, Love. Eat, Pray,
The
Love.
book
She
was
just
good.
always. My ex used to always watch this shit, and every time she watched it, I left the house. I don't do chick flicks. No, I don't do.
I
chick
liked
flicks.
Erin Brockovich. That was my movie I liked with her.
Well, you got Cardi B coming out in Fast and Furious. And
I saw. She was in the.
yeah,
Yeah, she was in
she's
the.
gonna be the girlfriend.
Good
saw
day and good night.
I saw the little moment in
She's
there.
about to be the girlfriend.
Ugh.
So
Well,
Taraji's
Fast
really
and
gonna be
Furious.
right.
I mean, Fast and the Furious. Like, come on. At
I
this
bet they're
point,
gonna give her 500,000.
at this point,
Okay.
let's just be real here. The Fast and the Furious movies. At this point, you could literally watch this shit on mute, and you know what the fuck is going on.
It's gonna
Okay.
happen.
You know what's gonna happen. You
Yep.
know what Vin Diesel is saying. You know the stupid shit Tyrese is saying. You know the argument he's about to have with Ludacris.
That's
You
funny.
yo, seriously, you
Fact.
know all that's gonna happen before it even happens.
Before they start
He's
driving fast into
Well,
the sunset. Yep. Everybody can
Yes,
act,
and-
honey, in Hollywood.
she's not Puerto Rican.
What is she,
Lord.
Dominican? What is she?
Something with a bad accent.
She's Dominican and I want to say West Indian. She's Dominican and West Indian, I believe.
Bronx. It's funny. I think people get it mixed up because she has kind of like a Bronx Puerto Rican accent. You guys have a certain accent, like Bronx Puerto Ricans. You do.
She
You,
says
you
she's
do
from the
have.
Bronx a lot. She does holler that.
Who?
I don't think she's no
Oh,
actress.
she's Puerto Rican and Dominican. That's what she is.
Yeah.
She's PR
Oh,
Dominican.
no.
That's what she always says.
Yes, that's what she says. Puerto Rican and Dominican.
That's what she's. Yeah, that's what she's
Should she
on.
be claiming PR? Okay.
Mhm.
No.
She's claiming.
I'm telling you what she claiming. Everybody-
That's what she was claiming.
No. It says right here, Dominican and Trinidadian.
Oh, okay.
That's the first time I've heard Trinidadian now.
Balcony-
I'm about to look this up. This is the first time.
What's her name? Balcony?
No,
Balcony?
I've always heard Trinidadian. That's why I said West Indian, because I didn't know what island, but I always knew it was somewhere West Indian and Dominican. I knew she was definitely Dominican,
So she
but I
trying
can't remember the island.
that says a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay.
Yeah, her father Carlos is Dominican, and her mother Clara is a Trinidadian of African descent.
So they just
Raised in the South Bronx. In the Bronx.
the Caribbean over there. Okay.
That's like Ice Spice. Ice Spice is Dominican and some other shit, some other West Indian, whatever. Ice Spice.
It's like it's mixed up.
Ice Spice.
Yeah.
All right.
So Roger
Let's
gonna
call
be
it
okay.
Yeah. Ice Spice's name is Isis Nasia Gaston,
the fuck.
and she's from Fordham Road in the Bronx. She is mixed. Her father, Joseph Gaston, is African American, and her mother, Sharina Almanzar, is Dominican. Interesting. Well, all right. No. Okay. The Bronx is Puerto Rican. Cardi B is not Puerto Rican. Marcos Chaz Hush. What's up, Christopher Higdon?
Bronx is Puerto Rico. Well, it is.
There it is. It's Little Puerto Rico. I'm surprised that they haven't called it Puerto Rico. We got Little Italy. We got Jamaica
Like
Queen.
like Flatbush's Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
Kingston. Before we go, give us tomorrow we're gonna do the topic we were supposed to do today. It's gonna be a good one too. But damn, Taraji took the whole fucking night. Now she owes me $50,000.
Okay.
So
Tell her to put them on the box.
we're gonna do this one tomorrow, okay? This one's gonna be juicy también. It's gonna be good. All right. Do you see what it is? Everybody sees what it is. That's what it's gonna be. Do men need to be lied to for better results? Do men need to be lied to? Also, Sister Hasips dropped a new reel. Check us out on Instagram, please. Sister Hasips, spelled with C-I-S. Let me show you the picture again because I like the picture. C-I-S. Sisterhood Sips. We dropped a new reel, and we're talking about penises this whole week. So we're gonna be dropping clips of our penis talk. We talk about the first reel we dropped today was about circumcision. So go over there and see what I feel about circumcision. Okay. All right, guys. So we are out of here, and tomorrow we're going to talk. I'm sorry, Haran. We just left your little paperwork on your desk. This was from your day. We just left it there.
About it, honestly, I forgot all about it. I mean, the conversation we were talking about art. We were talking about,
I know we get to talk about this. I should have known better. But I said it was fluff. I started with it was fluff, and you kept talking, Haran.
Oh, let's see. You see. This is a lie.
She gonna blame you.
Ironically, this is a lie. The woman who's selling.
Oh, listen, I researched it. Men lie 1,000% more than women. However, we lie for different reasons. Oh, we're gonna get into it tomorrow. We're gonna get into it tomorrow because I got the numbers.
Is the lie.
I got the numbers. And that right there is a lie because you lie 1,000% more than I do statistically.
Men lie, and women create perceptions. And I'll get into that tomorrow.
Okay.
Well,
I would just like to.
That is far more dangerous. Women create perceptions. Women have the ability to create this entire universe. This entire world. That a man will fall into and assume that this is how it works. This is it. Yeah, she's a doting wife, not knowing that.
We're gonna get into it tomorrow because I got my beef with y'all.
That's good. What are you saying? No, saying was that beef jerky?
I said
Chopsticks.
Did you bring enough for the class?
Shows just so sponsored by Beef Jerky, Slim Jim. No,
They give us no coin. Put that down. They ain't give us no coin.
I just like to put an APB out. Anybody down in Florida has seen George on a milk carton? Let us know. We haven't seen George up here in a while.
Yo,
I haven't
we
seen him.
Wait, George was in the comments the day that we talked about the race thing, the Tyler Singer race thing. George was in.
Which
He
singer?
did pop up like one time that it was real quick, in and out.
He said a couple things that night in the chat,
Okay.
but he didn't come up. So we can still put an APB out.
Okay.
George,
That's the last time we saw him. It was him. George, if you had George, Earth calling George, come in, George. Block calling George, come in, George.
George to the block.
George to the block. All right, so tomorrow we will get into.
Absolutely, always great to see
anytime, any night.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Come up tomorrow. We're gonna tell these guys that they lie more
y'all
than
didn't
us.
tell y'all story. I came up for that, but I got in this Taraji stuff.
Right.
It's all good though.
Well,
It's always
super interesting. Tomorrow's going to be really, really interesting because I was even surprised. I honestly went to research and I really thought they were going to put it on us. They was like, no, men lie 1,000% more than women do. But there's different reasons. There's different reasons. So the reasons I'm going to explain tomorrow are going to be very interesting. There's a reason more than likely why women lie, and then there's a reason men lie, and what they lie about is also interesting.
Okay, let's see it.
All right, to Marvel.
I'll jump
Good
on
night.
Night.
Y'all be sweet. Y'all take care.
All right, bye, Shelly. All right, guys, hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door for Mama if you want to support the show, help Mama keep the street lights on. Cash App on the block, scrolling on the bottom. I know some of you guys have emailed me. I'm going to get back to you. Mama is very busy. This is the end of the year, so I'm trying to tie up loose ends. But I will get back to you. I starred your emails. I will reply. Okay. And thank you for the cash apps I get when we're off air. Very, very sweet to get those when I'm not on air. All right, guys. Good night. Now I got to go run and change a thumbnail. All right, guys. Be back tomorrow. Bye.